Tonight, government zero rates VAT on solar systems to drive St. Lucia's renewable energy future. But senators are backing the renewable push while questioning who stands to benefit, and calls for stronger witness protection system amid passing of plea bargaining bill.
This is the Hot 7.
Good evening. It is Friday, August 14th, 2026. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, Caribbean Hot 7 TV. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. Leading the news tonight, a major push towards renewable energy. Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre is advancing measures to cut energy costs and boost renewable energy adoption in St. Lucia, including a 5-year VAT zero rating on key photovoltaic components and installation services to make solar more affordable. This supports the government's broader goals of reducing fuel dependence, strengthening energy security, and ultimately delivering real savings and improved quality of life for St. Lucians.
The government is moving to make solar energy less costly for households and businesses as part of a wider push to reduce St. Lucia's dependence on imported fuel. When fuel prices rise overseas, we feel it here at home. So increasing our use of solar and other renewable energy sources can help reduce the vulnerability over time. Government has been helping to soften the impact of higher international energy prices by subsidizing cooking gas and collecting less tax on fuel. So far this fiscal year, those interventions have had an estimated of 44.9 million EC dollar impact on the public finances. Those measures help to cushion the impact when prices rise. But government is also tackling the problem from another direction, helping St. Lucia rely less on imported fuel over time. During Tuesday's sitting of the House of Assembly, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Honorable Philippe J. Pierre, secured approval for a 5-year extension of VAT relief on specified solar photovoltaic system components and installation services. The VAT relief is only one part of the approach. Government is advancing measures on 3 fronts. The Electricity Act, enacted in July, provides a new framework for households and businesses to generate solar energy. The 5-year VAT extension reduces the tax burden on specified solar photovoltaic system components and installation services. Government is also advancing changes to the Income Tax Act to extend deductions for qualifying expenditure on the purchase and installation of solar photovoltaic systems through 2031. Together, the 3 measures work on different sides of the same challenge. The Electricity Act creates the framework to participate. The VAT relief reduces the upfront tax cost. And the proposed income tax changes provide further relief on the investment.
There's a movement in the entire world, particularly countries that do not produce fossil fuels, to look for alternative means of energy. Mr. Speaker, and these 2 alternative means are usually the sun, solar, or the wind. Mr. Speaker, St. Lucia spends a tremendous amount of foreign exchange on the import of fossil fuels. Mr. Speaker, anytime there are changes in the price of oil, the people of St. Lucia suffer, Mr. Speaker. Fact is, Mr. Speaker, St. Lucia has absolutely no control over the price of fuel, no control over the cost of fuel, Mr. Speaker, and by extension, no control over the price of fuel. So every time there is any instability in the world, the people of St. Lucia suffer.
For households, the measures are intended to reduce some of the costs associated with investing in solar energy. For businesses, lower energy costs can leave more resources for investment and expansion. Greater use of solar energy can also create opportunities for electricians, installers, technicians, and local businesses providing solar energy services.
And I want to say to the people of this country that we will always, in our transition to solar energy, we will always protect the lower income people in this country who can't afford solar panels, etc. We will always protect them, Mr. Speaker. It's our singular duty that we are proud of. The same way we are going to support all the institutions that deal with the people in this country who are underserved, who have low income, or who do not enjoy the quality of life that we all want to enjoy.
The move also has a regional dimension. As chairman of CARICOM, Prime Minister Pierre is also championing greater resilience as Caribbean economies face many of the same pressures from imported energy and the rise in global prices. For St. Lucia, the goal is to become less vulnerable each time global fuel prices rise by making it easier and less costly for households and businesses to generate energy from a source the country has in abundance, the sun.
While government says the move will bring real savings for consumers, in the upper house, senators had questions about just how far those benefits will go. They have voiced support for the government's move to encourage renewable energy through zero rating on solar-related goods, but are questioning whether the initiative will deliver meaningful benefits to the average St. Lucian. Their concerns, however, are not opposition to the bill, but calls for a broader and more ambitious approach.
Following the announcement of the zero rating of various solar-related goods, recent debates revealed concerns about the initiative. At the sitting of the Senate on August 13, 2026, some senators sparked doubts, with some even raising questions about the project. Senator Dominic Fede said that while he and the United Workers' Party support any effort to increase the clean energy usage on island, they are confused as to how the average St. Lucian stands to benefit from this, describing it as a bill for the rich.
But what we are confused about, Madam President, is how will an ordinary family in St. Lucia afford a photovoltaic system which is starting at around 40,000 EC dollars. I didn't hear, Madam President, anything from the government side to suggest that they are going to make it more accessible to ordinary families in St. Lucia to afford these very same systems that they are championing. Madam President, I therefore say that this is a bill for the rich and the upper middle class.
He said that the initiative is something out of the reach of most citizens, leaving them vulnerable to high electrical bills. Fede also referenced the opposition's policy measure during COVID, which included the subsidizing of energy bills.
Most people in St. Lucia will not be affording a photovoltaic system anytime soon, and they are still under the weight of fossil fuel and at the mercy of Lucelec and high electricity bills. We agree that by diversifying the energy source, Madam President, and tapping into the vast wealth of solar energy available to us in the tropics, that is going to help the energy cost of various consumers tremendously. The vexing issue is, can they afford to buy the equipment? And the answer is, for most families, I don't have $40,000 laying around.
He also stated that the initiative focused only on private consumers, such as businesses and individuals, and noted that it could have included public components, such as installing photovoltaic systems in community areas.
It baffles me, why didn't the government consider industrial photovoltaic systems for towns and villages, so that the ordinary people in St. Lucia can benefit from perhaps a communal photovoltaic system that could have been in towns and villages.
Amongst those raising concerns was Senator Leo Titus Preville, who offered his support for the initiative, but also questioned the rationale for reducing the time frame of the initiative, expressing his wishes to see it running for at least 10 years. He also questioned the level of ambition of the government's initiative.
I would love to see a proposal which would have taken us to at least 10 years and not just this interim 4.5 year sort of or 5 year sort of period. So to really give the people of the country a sense that the government of St. Lucia is investing in a truly not just short term, not just medium term, but fairly long term, having a long term approach to the inclusion of St. Lucians in the area, in the renewable energy space. So my comment would be I would have loved to see that time frame a little longer.
Despite the concerns raised, the senators stressed that they are not opposed to the bill or the move towards greater use of renewable energy. Rather, the questions are centered on how the initiative can be improved to ensure that its benefits reach more St. Lucians. For Hot 7 TV News, I am Ethne Brown reporting.
Another major bill also made its way through the Senate. A plea bargaining system could help St. Lucia clear its growing court backlog. But senators are warning that without a stronger witness protection system, the measure could leave key witnesses vulnerable to intimidation and retaliation.
Following the passage of the plea bargaining bill, senators turned their attention to concerns over St. Lucia's witness protection system. The concern over witness protection comes as St. Lucia continues efforts to tackle its long-standing criminal case backlog. Senator Elisha Norbert says he does not believe St. Lucia's witness protection is strong enough, claiming that the public does not have enough confidence in the protection services available on the island.
I do not believe that our witness protection system is strong enough. I do not believe that our people have the confidence. There is not enough public trust in protection services from the police force. And we have seen that in recent events.
Norbert also stressed that justice is one of the country's core ideals, saying everyone wants justice. He urged all stakeholders to work together to build public trust in the justice system and, in turn, confidence in the new legislation.
Everyone wants justice and equality for all. So let's work together to strengthen our systems so that the public can trust the government of St. Lucia and trust this law.
Senator Dominic Fede echoed similar concerns about St. Lucia's witness protection system, stressing the need to strengthen public confidence in its services. He noted that legislation alone will not be enough and that further work is needed to reinforce the system.
For that to work, then that person must feel very, very safe. And so the stories that we are hearing today about the lack of witness protection, the vulnerability of people feeling unsafe in even showing up for trial, much less those that are not part of plea arrangements, it would mean, Madam President, and it would suggest that the legislation by itself will not work, and we will need to do a lot more work in the area of witness protection so that we can help to make this a reality.
As the plea bargaining legislation moves forward, senators say strengthening the witness protection system will be critical to ensuring the new law delivers justice while protecting those who come forward. For Hot 7 TV News, I am Ethne Brown reporting.
Away from the Senate floor and onto our streets, an incident of violence kept emergency crews busy yesterday afternoon. Officers of the St. Lucia Fire Service responded at approximately 3:32 p.m. on Thursday, August 13th, to a reported stabbing incident near Dilly's supermarket on Darling Road. Upon arrival at the scene, officers found one adult male in need of assistance. It was reported that he had been assaulted in the lower back by a known individual. An assessment of the patient revealed a single puncture wound to the lower back. He was treated at the scene, then transported to a medical facility for further care. And now it's time for Hot 7 TV News Quiz Break.
Which fruit is crispy, mildly tart, and named for the perfect 5-pointed star shape seen when it is sliced?
Up next, Shasni accuses PM of distraction and Semi Francis returns with a lover's anthem. The details of these stories and much more when we come back.
It's all about you. and the dreams you believed, how you made your way ahead, all the goals you have achieved.
All along the way, you've been a partner so true. All the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. It's still about you and the life you're shaping now. All the doors that open wide, every step, every vow.
All along the way, you'll be a partner so true. All the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, so bank on your future. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
Celebrating 25 years strong. Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
My flowers and plants must be grown with love and care. That's why I only trust Bryce & Company for my flower pots. Best quality and variety. Because when it comes to that special occasion, my customers deserve the best.
Forever moments, creating lasting beauty from Bryce Plastics.
The star fruit is a tropical fruit native to Southeast Asia and widely enjoyed throughout the Caribbean. It gets its name from the perfect five-pointed star shape revealed when sliced and is commonly called five-finger because of its distinct ridge-like projections. The entire fruit is edible, including its thin, waxy skin, and it is an excellent low-calorie source of dietary fiber, antioxidants, and vitamin C.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Thanks for staying with us. We return to the political front where the opposition leader is pushing back on recent comments from the Prime Minister. Opposition leader Alan Chastanet believes that Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre's recent remarks were meant to distract the public from more pressing issues, explaining that the statements made instead opened a huge gate that wasn't meant to be opened. He added that the letters in question were written to obtain a response from the Director of Finance.
Opposition leader Alan Chastanet said remarks made by Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre were an attempt to distract the public from other pressing issues. Speaking on Newspin with Timothy Polio, Chastanet argued that the Prime Minister's statements had instead opened a huge gate that was not intended to be opened. He said the letters were written to obtain a response from the Director of Finance.
What the Prime Minister was attempting to do, which I think was to distract all of us, is backfired, and he's actually made a very difficult situation or uncomfortable situation worse. And by that I mean, Tim, the Prime Minister is on record complaining about me copying persons outside of St. Lucia on the letter that I wrote. Now remember, that was my fourth attempt in trying to get a response from the Director of Finance. And the Director of Finance is critical because as the Director of Finance, he is responsible for the financial system, the accounts of St. Lucia in its totality.
He stated that the Director of Finance had not acknowledged any of his letters. He noted that the Director of Finance also served as chairman of the SSDF, adding that the official was currently under fire over the matter.
The Director of Finance is in the line of fire, and I have written to him now on 4 occasions, and not once, Tim, has he even acknowledged the receipt of my letter. In fairness to the Prime Minister, on 2 of my letters, the Prime Minister responded, and I reminded the Prime Minister, while I appreciated him responding, the person that is responsible and accountable to the public is the Director of Finance. Now, what the Prime Minister did when he responded the way that he did, i.e., by now exposing the fact between his presentation or his revelations and Spider's revelations, is that there's been a period of time that the SSDF has not been producing its accounts.
He alleges that the new information raised further concerns about a lack of transparency with the SSDF. He therefore called for an independent commission of inquiry rather than a simple audit.
And I think that what the Prime Minister did yesterday is making even a stronger case that we don't need just an audit, an ordinary audit of SSDF. What we need is an independent commission of inquiry. And so the letter that I wrote acknowledged that I had heard that an audit had started at SSDF. So I think the Prime Minister is lying, Tim, because I think that it's the pressure that has come about and the revelations about the sex for checks that forced the SSDF now to look into doing an audit. And they've now appointed an auditor.
Speaking before Parliament on Thursday, August 13th, Deputy Leader and Opposition Senator Dominic Fede said he had been closely following the ongoing debate. However, he maintained that the central issue was the extent of evidence alleging that a government minister had access to funds from the St. Lucia Social Development Fund.
I've been following the debate about the audit and which party and which government would have audited the SSDF. I think that's one of the issues, but the crucial issue is that we have found there's evidence all over Facebook alleging that a government minister would have used public funds for his own personal benefit. That's the issue. And what is the Prime Minister going to do about that?
Both the leader and deputy leader said that an ordinary financial audit was not sufficient and called for urgent action on the matter. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
From politics to entertainment, a familiar voice in St. Lucian music is making a comeback. Veteran St. Lucian musician Werner Semi Francis has released a new Lovers single as he reflects on a career spanning local bands, international stages, and recurring appearances at the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. The latest release adds to a musical journey that has seen Francis perform across different settings and build a reputation for his versatility and longevity in the local music scene. Drawing on years of experience, the new song marks another chapter in his enduring career as a performer and recording artist.
Although In the Mood is a new release, Werner Semi Francis began working on the song several years ago for his Love Strong album, but production delays prevented its inclusion. After revisiting and refining the track this year, he has released it as a smooth post-carnival song, encouraging listeners to slow down, relax, and reconnect with someone special. Francis says the release also reflects the positive themes that have shaped his music, promoting healthy relationships, constructive thinking, hope, and inspiration.
It's a real summer song, after all the carnival and all of the, so it's a time to relax, chill back, with your loved one, glass of wine, and, in the mood for love, so that's where the inspiration came from, to actually, relax in time with your loved one. So that's where In the Mood came about. I do a lot of positive music, so all of my music, whether it be the lovers rock or conscious reggae, it all has a positive message, so healthy love, positive vibes all the way, so that's what Semi, the brand that Semi represents, music that lifts you up and gets you on your feet, dancing, but still inspiring.
Before establishing himself as a solo artist, Francis was part of Summit, a St. Lucian band that secured a recording contract with RCA Records and toured in England. His time with the group provided valuable exposure to the international music scene and helped shape the career that followed.
Being signed to RCA, very young at the time, it was, Caribbean Boys, coming from the hot sun, ending up in the freezing cold, but still having to keep that smile going. It was a tremendous experience for me.
After returning to St. Lucia, Francis reunited with former Summit members and musician Christopher Neal to form October 4. The group later came together for the World Beats Showcase at the 2026 St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival, which Francis described as a memorable reunion with his band of brothers. His long association with the festival has also seen him work alongside several respected local musicians. Experiences, he says, reinforce the value of professionalism, persistence, and consistency. With more than 5 albums spanning conscious reggae, Lover's Selection, and a Christmas collection, Francis continues to build on a diverse musical catalog, including his well-known recording, Put Yourself in My Place. As the local industry evolves, he is encouraging greater respect between generations, saying established artists can learn from younger performers, while newcomers can benefit from the experience of those who came before them.
I listen to all the new stuff as well, all the Denry segments. I learn from them as well. I like the craft, and I respect those guys. And so I think we all should respect each other and respect the craft. And I think we all should give each other a listening ear, and we could all learn from each other. And that's why I want to say to the young people, let's learn from each other. Don't believe that your stuff is the best stuff that ever happened. No, because tomorrow it's going to be, somebody's going to come up with something new. But there's nothing new on the face of the earth. So we all, just keep learning from each other and make the best out of it.
Francis says he plans to continue recording and releasing positive music. His latest single, In the Mood, along with his wider catalog, is available through his official website, www.semismusic.com, while availability on other streaming platforms is still being confirmed. I'm Christabel Obi, reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
And a comeback story of a different kind. 1 year after launching in St. Lucia, a medical concierge company is marking its impact. Since launching in St. Lucia on August 6, 2025, medical concierge tourism company Orbital Well has expanded its treatment offerings while helping patients access affordable care abroad, including sending patients to India for cancer treatment. The company's first success story, Denry resident Greg Joseph returned home tumor-free after having cancerous tumors treated in India.
Just over a year ago, on August 6, 2025, St. Lucia-based medical concierge tourism company Orbital Well was launched with a bold promise to deliver a wide range of affordable medical treatment options in India and Europe. The company confirms it has delivered on that promise, as evidenced by its first patient's return from India on May 29th, following successful treatment for cancerous tumors. The patient, Greg Joseph of Denry, returned to St. Lucia tumor-free.
There was a lump on my leg that I went to investigate, and it turned out that the lump was cancerous. I felt like my back was against the wall. Things were just lagging in St. Lucia. It was just a matter of just waiting and waiting and waiting for a response. In between that wait, Orbital Well came. Through sticking with them, it's like I was able to move from point A to point B to point C. I arrived on the Sunday and I was in the doctor's office the Monday. Was able to get a PET scan done on the Thursday and went into surgery the Saturday, same week. Today I can sit on this chair and say I came in with 3 nodules in my lungs and a small piece of tumor in my leg. I left India with the health status of being tumor-free.
Orbital Well's managing director, Ms. Albina Sentage Augustine, expressed high expectations of a positive outcome from the start, citing total confidence in the Indian healthcare system and its advanced clinical capabilities.
When Greg got in touch, I had every confidence that we could handle such a diagnosis because, again, we liaise with top-notch hospitals in India, JCI accredited hospitals. These hospitals are used to dealing with very complex diagnosis very complex ailments. So I had every faith and confidence in that system.
On Friday, August 7th, just 1 day after the company's 1-year anniversary, another St. Lucian patient departed for treatment in India through the company's pathways. The company reported that its newest patient was evaluated by world-class specialists at the JCI accredited center in New Delhi within 24 hours of arrival and has already commenced treatment.
We are delighted to announce that our second orbital well patient has successfully traveled via Martinique, France, and is currently in New Delhi. This was a smooth and well-coordinated journey. From wheelchair assistance to the aircraft in France to our orbital well team meeting the patient at the aircraft door in New Delhi, assisting with luggage and arrival arrangements. Support was provided throughout.
For inquiries regarding treatment options, members of the public are encouraged to visit the Bon Santé Medical Clinic in Castries. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
Get ready for another round of Hot 7 TV News quiz break.
What is the term fair use or fair dealing?
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We'll be right back.
Enjoy.
Wait, hold on. Where the real food? No mac and cheese, no stew backs.
It's there. Just balanced.
Daddy, that's your carbs, your veg, and your protein.
You said you want to live a long time, right?
Yeah, but not like a rabbit.
We're not cutting on your belly. We're fixing it. Less grease, more good thing.
Them buddies have a real vibe, eh?
Daddy, healthy is good too, you know.
My plate, a healthy plate. Eat good, feel good, live good.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank.
Are you ready to own the stage? Every other Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., the hottest midweek party comes alive at Blast Karaoke Night. Sing your favorite hits, enjoy delicious food, signature cocktails, and exciting bingo with chances to win big. Bring your crew and join us at Blast Entertainment Center, corner of Chisel and Brazil Street, upstairs the Starlight Building. Blast Karaoke Night, where every other Wednesday is legendary.
Your moment to shine is almost here. Blast Karaoke Night returns on Wednesday, 26 August 2026. See you there.
In copyright law, fair use or fair dealing allows copyrighted material to be used without the owner's permission or payment, as long as the use is considered fair and falls within certain approved categories. These include research or private study, criticism or review, news reporting, education, parody, and satire.
The third segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Welcome back. As the heat continues to make its presence felt across the island, it's being felt most by those on the daily commute. St. Lucia's hot and hazy weather is making daily bus journeys increasingly uncomfortable for most commuters, with passengers calling for greater use of air conditioning during their trips. As the heat persists, the issue is drawing attention to how public transportation can provide a more comfortable ride while drivers navigate the practical challenges of operating buses in these conditions.
As temperatures rise, traveling on a crowded bus can quickly become uncomfortable. Although many buses are equipped with air conditioning, passengers say drivers do not always switch it on during the journey.
For some passengers, the heat can make the daily bus commute feel more like a sauna than a simple ride across town, especially with the new designs of the minibus, which present small windows. One frequent passenger says the lack of air conditioning can make conditions particularly uncomfortable, especially when temperatures are high.
Well, I mean, the guys have the AC. They should put the AC. And most times, like when you ask for the AC, like they even give attitude. You understand? I mean, it's ridiculous for the passengers because the AC is there for our comfort. Use it.
And you pay your money.
And you pay, and I pay my money again.
Opening the windows can offer some relief while a bus is moving, but that breeze can disappear once traffic slows. With Saharan dust affecting air quality and a tropical wave approaching, keeping the windows open could also mean letting dust or rain into the vehicle. One resident says, however, that he cannot blame the bus drivers, given the challenges they face in trying to keep commuters comfortable.
And some telling the bus driver, well, they want a little AC because it's making hot. And they're telling you, well, they refuse to put it on. And certain times it does be working. I myself cannot blame the bus drivers. I have to blame the higher authority, Transport Board, because they have enough of them buses that don't have no air condition. So therefore they can't open the windows because rain falling. So I'd have a problem with that, from the time I going home. You understand? There are other people that are having problem because there's be extra hot because and the food they're eating, so that they're making them extra hot.
One driver says he regularly operates his air conditioning because his vehicle is fuel efficient. He believes drivers with buses that consume more fuel may not be able to use their AC as frequently as passengers would like.
I run AC in my vehicle because I love white people.
A taxi for you, my friend.
I love white people, so there's always interact with white people, so I always have AC.
Some passengers believe that when a bus is equipped with functioning air conditioning, it should be used, particularly during periods of intense heat. The issue is not only about whether the AC is switched on, but also how passenger requests for relief from the heat are handled. For commuters, the discussion highlights the importance of comfort and courtesy during the daily journey. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
And while many are feeling the heat, one church group is urging the nation to take a stand against a different kind of pressure, violence in our communities. The St. Lucia Mission of Seventh-day Adventists is calling on the public to unite against violence during a national march on Saturday, August 22nd. The church says the initiative will bring greater attention to abuse affecting women, children, men, and other vulnerable members of society, while encouraging communities to stand together in promoting safety, respect, and peace.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church is broadening its annual campaign against violence, calling on public agencies, organizations, families, and communities across St. Lucia to unite against abuse in all its forms. The initiative will culminate with simultaneous activities at the VG Playing Field in the north and Viewfort Square in the south. President of the St. Lucia Mission of Seventh-day Adventists, Pastor Roger Stephen, says the church's role extends beyond preaching to education, youth development, and community service. He says the campaign, which initially focused on violence against women, has expanded to include children, men, people living in poverty, and other marginalized or vulnerable groups.
The church has always been involved in speaking against any evil or anything that goes beyond the norm. And we as a church, as you may know, we are not only interested in preaching the gospel, but as a Seventh-day Adventist church, we take a lot of interest in education, in youth, community service, just name it. So we have been doing quite a lot. And one of our departments is the women's ministries. And this is an initiative that we have been hosting for quite a few years now. But this year we decided to make it bigger and to ensure that we invite all other organizations and groups to join us.
The August March forms part of the International Adventist campaign, End It Now, with Pastor Stephen calling on communities to reject abusive behavior and break the silence surrounding it. The church says its work continues through youth and family programs that promote respect, confidence, and healthier relationships, while also addressing parenting and marriage.
End it now means we need to end the violence now, especially against the voiceless, those who are indigent and those who are marginalized, women. And we are calling on everyone at this time to end the violence, stop it, because we believe that love can conquer our differences. We can do better than, continuing to perpetuate violence against women and men, children as well.
Pastor Stephen is urging those taking part in the march to carry its message into their homes, workplaces, schools, and communities. He acknowledges that fear, judgment, and financial dependence can keep victims silent, but says support is available through social workers, government agencies, and other organizations. The church stresses that verbal, emotional, psychological, physical, and sexual abuse should never be accepted or normalized. The August 22nd activities will run from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon at the VG Plain Field and Vieux-Fort Square. Organizers hope participants will leave not only as marchers, but as advocates prepared to challenge abuse and help victims find support. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
Finally, in sports, it was a night of mixed fortunes for Team St. Lucia at the Eastern Caribbean Championships. St. Lucia's defending women's volleyball champions suffered a 3-2 upset against Bermuda, while the men's team pulled off a 3-2 victory over defending champions Antigua and Barbuda at the Eastern Caribbean Senior Championships in Tortola. Both matches went down to the final set, with St. Lucia's men holding their nerve to secure a thrilling opening day win.
The 2026 Eastern Caribbean Senior Championships wasted no time delivering drama, with St. Lucia at the heart of 2 thrilling 5-set battles in Tortola on Wednesday, August 12th. On day one of the competition, the defending women's champions were handed a surprise 3-2 defeat by Bermuda, who fought back after St. Lucia appeared to gain control of the match. Bermuda took the opening set 25-18, but St. Lucia responded with 25-14 and 25-21, wins to move within one set of victory. Bermuda, however, refused to let the match slip away, taking the fourth set 25-13 before edging St. Lucia 15-10 in the decider to pull off the upset. St. Lucia's men produced a turnaround of their own, defeating defending champions Antigua and Barbuda 3-2 in another closely fought battle. After dropping the opening set 25-21, St. Lucia responded by taking the next two 25-23 and 25-21, before Antigua and Barbuda forced a deciding set with an 18-25 win. With everything on the line, St. Lucia held its nerve in the final set, winning 15-10 to secure an impressive opening day victory of the defending champions. For Hot 7 News, I'm Chloe Dantes reporting.
That wraps up our stories for tonight. Let's find out what the weather has in store. Stay with us for your full forecast.
The third segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world.
Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world with products for shade, shelter, and security. Rolling shutters, accordion shutters, roll-up steel doors, residential garage doors, storm panels, PVC cladding, blinds and roller shades, retractable awnings, fixed frame awnings, vertical drops, outdoor roller shades, canopy covers, gazebo covers, tent covers, pool covers, van tops and truck covers, carports, marine products, chair covers and upholstery, commercial umbrellas, banners and signage by Artwork, steel spiral and floating stairs, burglar bars, steel framed furniture, stainless steel cable railing, glass railing, aluminum louvered shade, aluminum fencing, aluminum railings, aluminum gates, estate gate motors, scissors gates, face recognition system, Caribbean Awning.
Log on to CaribbeanAwning.com.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV, smart advertising for smart businesses. And now for the weather report.
Good evening and welcome to Hot 7 TV's weather forecast. I'm your presenter, Sarah Natusa. Present weather at Runner Airport is fair and hazy. Present weather at George F. L. Childs Airport is partly cloudy and hazy. Present temperature at Runner Airport is 31 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind at Runner Airport is blowing from the east-northeast at 18 miles per hour or 30 kilometers per hour. Gusting to 31 miles per hour or 50 kilometers per hour. Rainfall in the 24-hour period that ended at 8 a.m. today. At Runner Airport, nil. At George F. L. Childs Airport, nil. Sunset today, 6:26 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow, 5:50 a.m. Forecast for St. Lucia vibe for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from between the northeast and southeast near 25 miles per hour or 41 kilometers per hour with occasional gusts. Weather generally fair, hazy and breezy today. Mostly cloudy with moderate to heavy showers and isolated thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow. Residents and motorists in areas prone to flooding and landslides are advised to be vigilant and exercise caution. Marine forecast for season a 25-mile or 40 kilometers radius from St. Lucia. Tides for Castries Harbour, high at 5:07 p.m., low at 10:46 p.m. Tides of Beaufort Bay, low at 12:12 p.m., high at 6:14 p.m. Seas moderate to rough with waves and northeasterly to easterly swells 5 to 12 feet or 1.5 to 3.7 meters. Small craft operators and seafarers are advised to exercise caution due to brisk winds, rough seas, and reduced visibility. Tropical weather outlook: showers and thunderstorms associated with a tropical wave located about 400 miles or 644 kilometers east of the Lesser Antilles have continued to become less organized. This system is moving into a region of increased upper-level winds and dry air, and the potential of development continues to decrease. Although development is unlikely, gusty winds, thunderstorms, and areas of heavy rain are possible across portions of the region tonight into Saturday. Another tropical wave located over the central tropical Atlantic is producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Environmental conditions are forecast to be generally conducive for gradual development, and a tropical depression could form this weekend while the wave moves westward or west-northwestward across the central tropical Atlantic. Interest in St. Lucia and the rest of the region should closely monitor the progress of these systems. This has been Hot 7 TV's weather forecast for today, August 14th, 2026. I'm your presenter, Sarah Natuse. Thank you for watching and do have a wonderful weekend.
And with that, we come to the end of the Hot 7 TV Nightly News for today, Friday, August 14th, 2026. Don't forget to join us for the weekend news edition, Double Take, on Saturday and Sunday at 7 p.m. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Daniela Edwin. Thank you for tuning in and to have a good night.